lot more of you than the YouTube folks, as per usual. But if you would like to help out the YouTube stream at absolutely no cost to you, leave a like on it. And YouTube folks, if you're watching the YouTube stream, leave a like on it. There is a goal on it for supers, but don't worry about it too much. It's mostly there because YouTube promotes streams that have a goal. And clicking that like button and making the number go up tell YouTube to tell more people to watch it. And because, you know, we're a couple days out of the most recent update, and because I haven't started a new fort recently, the YouTube channel is probably going to be a little quiet. So to those of you who are watching on YouTube, expect slower responses for a bit. I do see them. The chat is there, but I don't notice it as efficiently as I notice the Twitch stream. So if people want to double dip, that will help attract more people there. Of course, you'll get much faster response here on Twitch, and I prefer you watch on Twitch because that is the primary platform for the streams, but at the end of the day, you do you. If you watch on YouTube and chat on Twitch, that's fine with me too. Shraven420, thanks for the prime. Appreciate you. And I just... And let's dive in. What a reason to use channel to dig 2 wide corridors. 99.9% of the things I do in my forts, I don't know if you're referring to something specific, is because it looks cool. I like having tall hallways. That's it. But if you want to use a reason, if you're looking for a reason to use channel to dig 2 wide corridors, you could use it to channel the layer above an aquifer down into an aquifer to create an artificial river. You could use it to channel the layer below an aquifer to channel up into an aquifer to create showers or an artificial river or a water filling area. I don't know. I guess I don't really understand the question. Do you want wider corridor? Are you asking, do you need wider corridors? No, not really, but like dwarves don't like to lie down. So if there's liquids all over the floor and they lie down in the liquids, then they get covered in the liquids. So if there's like blood all over the floor or vomit all over the floor and they're like crawling through the floor because there's only 1 tile wide, then they'll just get covered in the liquid, which can be bad if there's like deadly dust or something everywhere. If you're just asking, well, should you make corridors wide? I like to make them too wide so they can walk around each other so they don't have to lie down as much for that pre-stated problem. There's no 3x3 size monsters. Fakerton. Where'd you get that from? What? Hey, chat, can I get a round of beers for Shraven420? Anyway, this is Minedarch. Minedarch was a generated fortress, which was originally a big old box right here with 4 separate towers. And my goal for this fortress is to rebuild this fortress and turn it into a military powerhouse. We are rapidly in the process of doing that. We have actually fought some battles now. You can see there's some blood everywhere because we fought with elves specifically. We got besieged, or ambushed, I guess, by elves recently. So I am currently in the process of figuring out how I'm going to defend the fortress more effectively against the elves. I should also probably get trading inside soon. But that being said, I didn't start the war with them. We were just at war with them already. The elves that attacked me specifically are these guys, the Young Buck, which is fun. They're quite big and quite powerful, so we're going to be pretty much at all-out war with them pretty soon. In fact, we're probably going to have to... Actually, we're also at war with the Lark of Ropes, apparently. Yeah, which is another elvish faction. But the Young Buck are up here. So there's 2 elvish factions that we're at war with. There's also a goblin faction that we're at war with. We're also pretty close to some towers, which I'm going to attack for funsies. So yeah, should be a fun war fort. And we're also fighting the stuff down below. So it's basically just I'm allowing all threats, and we're keeping things pretty vanilla on the challenges front for this one. But as far as the named dwarves in the fortress, we've got Jaded Rat, we've got Havoc, who is still alive. We've got Greg and then some. If you want a wellness check on your dwarf, if you hear your name, give me a shout. We got, where was it? Coed X Tub. We've got Man-Eating Tapir. We've got Wintersy. And I'm just going to say this right now. I really like the no void backgroundless strim here. It actually makes it much easier. I don't have to turn my camera off as much. Barksdale. We've got Orc with Bow, who does in fact have a crossbow some of the time. Sharp. who, I can't remember what Sharp killed. I know Sharp killed something. What did Sharp kill? Sharp killed the, yes, the Tundra Titan, the Surface Titan, the Sharpshooter. So this is one of my Marks Dwarves, my captain of the Marks Dwarves, and she one-tapped a Titan from very far away. It's funny that I say that, because now immediately I'm, like, seeing artifacting on this. Right here. There we go. So, very proud of her for that. Scrolling past Sharp, we've got Elfie Bean, who's a jeweler. We've got Old Wounds, who was very critically injured, but when they arrived on the map, but has since overcome that. We've got Worth Butts, who's Buttsworth. We've got Pack Smack. We've got Bone Dolphin Squizzly. We've got Ilmurin. Anon 4. We've got Orange TJ, Amethyst, and Lanix, who I just realized has a capitalization error. And all the way down at the bottom, we've got Stormwolf. We've got Natsubami, the kid. We've got Potpourri and Jay, Sirius Salsa, Rin of the Stars, Shianobi, Frost, who killed the Snowman, B-Lug, Danny, and of course Lanix. Seems like Frost is pissed. What are you so upset about? Reliving experiencing trauma. Just likes yelling at a priest and doesn't seem to really like being in the military much. Maybe you should retire. What squad are you in? You're in the Cruel Cheese. We will swap you up for somebody else, I think. Somebody who's not currently in the military. Swap you up for, Mebsith. I'm also gonna go in here and disable overlay. Axelord is a sick title. That means that they're the maximum level of Axelord. I think you became a priest in the first day you got named, after you tuned out, probably. But you are the High Avalanche, which I think I can find from the labor screen. Is there not a subtab for this? Uniform kills, memories, values, needs. I guess it would just be groups then. But you were the Holy Silver previously of the Doctrine of Bronze, and now you're the High Avalanche. So you are the highest ranking religious figure for this religion. And you want to sleep with a proper bedroom. You're a criminal? Does that mean anything, or is that a title? So we used that. So what do you mean? You mean the max height you can build, Fredly? You'd have to ask somebody who's more well versed in DF hack than me, but I do know that when you generate a world, you can set the max height of the world. In Advanced World Gen. I don't know if you can do that with DF hack. There might be a script that lets you do that, but you'd have to ask somebody who's more well versed than me. You are in fact a criminal. This goblin we forced to join the faction via DF hack. You actually want martial training. Why don't I put you in the military? You want martial training. Like really badly. You want martial training, so might as well put you in the military. No, it's just a title. It's a job. The reason you have this title and the reason it's locked, regardless of what your other tasks are, is because we forced you to join using make own. So basically we sort of recruited you via cheating. Which, you know, that's why you have that title specifically. Your mom is gonna be so proud. I want to make a reference to a thing, but I'd feel bad if I did. Uh-oh. Cavern dwellers. Flee the darkness. I'm not gonna send that squad that I just put somebody new in because I want people that have had some training. So I have nerfed the Cavern dwellers, I think. Let me double check that I have. Let me just see. What do we have them set to? Yeah, okay, so I do. So... What is this one? 1, 2, 3. It's 3 by 3, so... So 9, 8, 24. The maximum number of rodent mem they can have per layer is 64, which isn't too bad. We can absolutely fend that off. Free shields! I will say this, Fredly, when you have locations with a lot more layers, if there are large birds, the birds themselves will push a lot of frame rate issues. Also, Elfie, are you still lurking? Because if you are, could you enable the 2 things that I asked you to disable yesterday? I can do it myself if you want, but... Started Reclaimed Fort 2 recently, and there's a bunch of random dwarves in the old fort marked as enemy. They don't do anything. Should you be worried about them? So that is, like, adventure mode colliding with fort mode. Those goblins in my fort, I used dfhack's command make own, which forced them to join me. Should you be worried about them? They might be were creatures. So if they have very large numbers of kills, I would be suspicious of them. But they're just going to hang out until they go crazy. So do keep that in mind. I think what I should do is go all the way along here, mine all this out, and then just put weapon traps all the way along here. And just use that as an alarm system. Here come the militia. But yeah, I think that these numbers, like the 3 and 9 sizings for these rodent people might actually be the sweet spot for them. That dwarf is about to get spooked twice. Where? Why'd you go there? They're like down here. Oh, it's because they found more of them. I completely missed most of the fighting. Is what happened here. Thankfully, we were able to get through that without losing any dwarves, and I need to do my damnedest to start removing all of these possible rodent body sources. But on the bright side, it's a bunch of free shields, so I will take them. I mean, look at this. Everybody gets new shields. Free meltables? Yeah, or free weapon traps. I mean, like I was saying, I should start making weapon traps. So they seem to keep coming from, like, up here. Let's just wall this off real quick. I'm not gonna block off the road, but everything else I would say should be fair game to be blocked off. Which might be what we start doing today, is just blocking off different locations because I can. You just want to try and build an obsidian tower? Gotcha. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I'll say this. Go look up the DFHack documentation, because they're pretty good about keeping up with all of the limitations for or rather, all of the lists of different commands that are included in DFHack, right? Let me just check something. There we go. And also, thank you very much to everybody who's tuned in. You know, we got 200 people here watching on Twitch and 60 on YouTube, so thank you. Why will your goblins go crazy? My goblins will not go crazy, but what I'm talking about is the people who are just hanging out in reclaimed caverns or fortresses will likely go crazy. Not to say that mine or yours are guaranteed to, but if they don't have any food and they don't have any drink, they're still developing negative thoughts, being neutral. So when you reclaim a location, if there is people that are listed as enemy or just plain neutral, they will go nuts. The front page difference is real. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a lot at the beginning of the stream, but it doesn't actually give you that much traffic these days. It is very much you get a little bit, and some people discover you for sure, and that's always a lot of fun, but it is not the most insane, like, growth opportunity as it once was. Exclamation point tickets to see how many you have, and then you have to type in invest and then the number. And when the ads pop, I will pause. But no, I mean, I had a great time. Front page was a lot of fun. It's always lovely to, you know, just have a nice big influx of people tuning in and watching. And if any of them stuck around into today, hello, it's good to have you. I mean, one did at least. Just trying to wall this off. Tiny Hippo, can I snag a hammer or a mace dwarf? I think that goblin just picked up a hammer, but they're already named. Let's see what we have. True Freak!
23. Beautiful a sight to see tonight.
I saw you added a goblin camp to your wish list. I hope you enjoy it if you do pick it up. Let's see, I've got axe dwarves and spear dwarves primarily. Is a spear dwarf okay? Tiny Hippo? I think the issue here might be the game itself. It's hard to watch, and if you don't get into or didn't hear about the game, just go in and out. Oh, you mean like front page, like turnover kind of deal? Yeah, I mean that is true to a degree, but I have a lot of friends in this industry who say the same thing. Where it's like, it's fun, and you do get some traffic. I think people just don't watch the front page the way they used to. And also, like, I have the direct comparison of, like, in 2016, being on front page, I would get, like, 800 followers in a day, regardless of what I was playing. And I played the same weird shit that I do now back then. These days, it's like, oh, I mean, it's fun. Plan to watch some of your vids on it this weekend, if you will? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, the Twitch front page became a paid ad slot for a very long time. So, and besides, I've never really played to the Twitch meta or played the popular game. I've always rathered, I would rather be just, you know, successful in my own weird way. Do you want beard or no beard, Hippo? Beard preferred. Let's just find you one who's happy. That's not happy. Let's just get all of these dwarves training so that they're all listed as soldiers. How about this guy? What's your okay, you'll do. Tiny Hippo, aka Star Channel, be even better if your name is Star Child, is rarely moved by curiosity, almost never feels discouraged, finds humor in most situations, and is not careful with resources when working on projects. Often spends unnecessary effort, takes offered gifts without feeling particularly grateful, and does not easily hate or develop negative feelings. He tends to be swayed by emotional appeals, has a sense of duty, though he still views loyalty in a dim light, at least in the abstract. He likes to take it easy, and he can easily fall in love or develop positive feelings. He generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity and is assertive. He has a calm demeanor, and he is quite ambitious. He has a tendency towards forming deep and emotional bonds with others, and he has a greedy streak. He's not interested in what others think of him. He dreams of raising a family and personally believes the idea of war is utterly repellent and would have peace at all costs, and views loyalty unfavorably. During the Steam release of Dwarf Fortress, there was about... I say about 2,000 people, but the average was closer to 1,100. I had about 1,100 people. I basically had my front page views almost every day for a month. So, it was like, I want to say I gained like 20,000 YouTube subs in a month. I gained like, the first couple days was like 1,000 followers on Twitch a day. Yeah, of course it was. But, you know, I was streaming this game 5 years before that. He likes limestone and brass and sapphire, crystal glass and muskox leather, gigantic tortoise shell, sheep's wool, hemp fabric, and backpacks, amulets, and ballista parts. And cows for their hunting moose, magma men for their flowing movement, and foxtail millet plants for their grain and the sound of the tulip of sparkling, and when possible prefers to consume rice spear and pike, and absolutely hates moon snails. Enemy soldier shows up with a pike and tries to stab him and he goes, "Nom!" But no, I mean, I'm not complaining, right? Like, I'm doing just fine, and front page is a fun time, and I will never say no to an opportunity to be on front page. Like, it is fun. I enjoy it. I am very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in. Let's make some weapon traps along here. And we're going to do this to get through the spears that I don't want them using. Because I mostly just want them using steel spears, if at all possible. And this is an easy way to, like, filter out weapons that I don't really want them using. And it will also help catch out random critters that are, you know, less friendly, shall we say. And could I melt these down? Sure, certainly, but I'd rather do it this way. At least initially. They can be named after Twitch viewers. They're either named after things that they did, which were notable or interesting, or they're named after people who redeem the channel points redemption, or they're named when higher tier subs nominate themselves. It does take a bit of saving of points to be able to do that, but I do it because otherwise you have people that tune in, ask for a dwarf, and then leave, and never tune in again. So you kind of, something that you sort of have to earn. I've looked through other options over the years, such as letting people pay for them, and that just seems unfair, so I don't do that. I think I'm just going to build this wall up right here. So we're just going to go along here. That'll be fine. I'm doing all right. Are enchanted, no complaints. Yourself? Need to dig through this so I can chop that tree down. Get this filled in. You really don't get why dwarves don't use spears in fantasy? Oh, well, maybe you should write that fantasy. Because the author didn't decided axes are more dwarfy, I guess. I don't know, blame Tolkien. A lot of dwarf tropes, I just say blame Tolkien. Not that there's anything wrong with Tolkien. Tolkien's fine, but, like, blame Tolkien, you know? I mean, like, if Gimli said, "And my spear," in Lord of the Rings, then you could thank Tolkien. So you might learn this about me pretty quickly. I am staunchly against Twitch integration. For me, I think things need to be deterministic. There needs to be intent behind them. Me naming a dwarf and reading the description is always going to be more interesting than a dwarf with a username showing up in chat. Or showing up in the world. That doesn't really do anything for me. I don't think that's particularly interesting. It's kind of soulless. It's not the thing, but one of the things that kind of made RimWorld unpleasant to stream for me was the popularity of Twitch integration. It's one of those things where streamers like it, and I'm in air quotes, because it makes them money, and viewers like it because it's funny, F-U-N-N-I. However, if you actually talk to streamers behind the scenes, it's very rare that streamers actually like Twitch integration outside of maybe just names showing up. What I think would be really cool would be Twitch integration that would let you see a readout of all of the current dwarves on your own downloadable client or on a web interface. I think that would be cool. However, that doesn't, like, the infrastructure for that doesn't really exist anywhere. I think the problem is it lends itself to a let's just torture the streamer kind of audience, which isn't the sort of audience I ever want to cultivate. No, you're right. I mean, if you've played a Souls, any of the Souls games, you'll know that you don't want to swing your sword in a tunnel. I haven't played any of the Souls games, and I know that. You don't want to swing a sword in a tunnel, same with an axe or a big hammer. Like, that's bad. But just, like, bracing with a spear, very easy. It's like trying to spike your sister with a, what do you call it? It's like trying to spike your sister with a broom handle. I definitely don't have any experience with this. Downloadable? Oh, no, I was just saying that I would be against Twitch integration add-ons for Dwarf Fortress, but I wouldn't be against, what's it called? Not Twitch integration. I wouldn't be against having some sort of third-party client where you guys could, like, see all of the currently alive dwarves, including ones that you'd named after yourselves, or had named. I think that would be really cool. Something I need to look into and actually make a video on is... actually, Suited, are you free this weekend? You want to, like, help me set up that Obsidian thing? Because I've never really used Obsidian. But Suited Giraffe made or was able to get Dwarf Fortress Legends exporting into Obsidian. And Obsidian, like, the Notes app. And you can host Obsidian in a web interface. I think it would be super fucking cool to have, like, a public Obsidian instance, or, like, I'll pay to host it somewhere. And then just, like, have extremely detailed readouts of all of, like, the world that I'm currently playing in, whatever world that is, and the legends associated with it, for all of you guys to just be able to, like, access, because that would be dope. No, the Obsidian, the Notes app. Ready to nuke my computer? It's okay, I have 2. Actually 3, so... But no, like, here. I actually don't know what they're... Yeah, it is obsidian.md. That's it. But here, I'll dig and go grab the what a Dwarf Fortress world in Obsidian looked like. I have to go grab it again. Where were you posting those? Yeah, it was off topic. In the secret Discord. This is what Dwarf Fortress Legends in Obsidian looks like. Like, that is so fucking cool to me. Like, look at that. Right? Like, there's something about just having it displayed like that. Like, this is cooler than, like, Legends Viewer to me. Like, by a lot. That's simultaneously amazing and intimidating. Yeah, but if it was, like, on a web interface that you could just, like, load up and, like, search a name and find it. Oh, that would be so cool. That would be... That's the sort of integration I'm interested in, is stuff like that. so there is a lot of jet right here. So let's just dig into this. Same with over here. Anything that doesn't currently have aquifer connected to it. Actually, I should be digging up with all of these. At least the center stuff. Because there's also ore up above. Isn't that the Pax of Exile 2 skill tree? Not a bad call, actually. It kind of does look like that. So plans for today is to sort out the housing crisis for my dwarves, not Earth, sorry. And also to basically build up the outside defenses and maybe try and get the lava to the surface, because I built this yesterday. This is a rather large kiln setup that's full of kilonite. Which I currently have 152 of. And I've just been making porcelain statues. We're gonna make 100 clay bricks down here. And this is all lava powered, so I don't have to worry about any kind of additions. And we also have Kesserite, which we're using as a tin glaze, and we are glazing them. So I'm also thinking about maybe, I should make 25 clay jugs. Could do some honey. So if one of us built this plugin for you, would you run it? Do you mean like the plugin for like Obsidian? Well, I mean, Obsidian already has the capability. It's less that and more of a, I want something that I can host on a private server, not something local, because I don't want to give you guys access to my local IP. I'm not tech savvy enough for that. But I want something that I can host on a separate domain that could be accessed by you guys. And if that's something you guys would be interested in, like skimming through and like finding details while I'm playing, yeah, I would be interested in using that. Although I may have to figure out some way of like funding it depending on how expensive it ends up being. Yeah, you don't, well, I mean, I guess you could make the process of exporting it more straightforward probably with like an automated plugin, but right now you can do it without having without having any particular custom software. You can just export the XML file and convert it, and then you have it. So you don't actually need anything custom. No, I mean, the thing that would cost would be hosting it, right? Like if I'm paying for server hosting, then like depending on how many connections it gets, that might cost money. That's the part that I'd need to pay for. I mean, if you wanted to make a plugin for free, I won't say no, but I would ask to tip you something. Let me buy you dinner at least, you know? Like, I have a friend who does a bunch of animation work every year for my charity streams that I'm a part of. You know, I'm looking at this area down here and thinking, why don't we... Because, like, most of the housing, a bunch of the housing is up here, right? Or some of it is. I think I should put more housing up here, but why don't we put some down in the caverns, too? Because I could put housing, like, right here. Like, there's a bunch of space down here now. I could just build some little houses in here. We could have a secondary little cavern town. So I got tons of bricks, why not? There's some industry and work starting up down here. At that point, it depends on who's paying for it. No, nothing is free. You know, there's no such thing as free parking kind of way of thinking. So it depends on how ethical said free thing is. And by ethical, it means, okay, how much data is being sold based on this free hosting? I would need to look into that. Like that's a bit outside of my wheelhouse. I know you can host stuff on like GitHub, which might be something I'd be okay with. but it highly depends on like the cost to the user at that point. Like, if you guys are just getting farmed for all of your data on behalf of me not having to pay for hosting, I'd rather pay for hosting. But that's not something I'm personally hosting, right? Diamond? That's a silly little fan thing that you shouldn't be paying for. But yeah, no, totally. I would absolutely be interested. I would absolutely be interested. Do a $1 buy-in to join. More likely what I would do is just most likely what I would do is subscribe to my blog for 1 month to buy in. At like the lowest tier, which is $3. Or subscribe on Twitch. And then I'll just import your email addresses because I can just download your Twitch-related email. That's probably what I would do if it ended up costing. Like I could find a way to fund stuff like that. Skimming through the YouTube chat real quick. Also, Stepdad Magic is a funny username. How do I check why your dwarf is injured? So if you go into like their health tab, they do have their history description, which says what the injuries are, but it doesn't say how they gained them. Depending on how long it's been, because these do get cleared periodically, you might be able to go to military and see like a fight that happened, if there was conflicts in here. Or rather, not in this one, it would be under combat. Yeah, this. You may be able to find a fight in here, and then selecting this will give you the description, but this does get cleared periodically, although it is quite a bit better, right? Like, you know, I had Toothpick. This was like quite some time ago. Toothpick died because they ran into a bunch of rodent men, and that was like over almost a year ago now. Quite a bit of time ago, actually. You know, there was Ratasaur. Actually, wow, no, they do have a lot of the. Okay, see, like this is what happens when you get to the end of it. This is a fight that happened that was far enough back that it's no longer recorded. But that was like the beginning of this fortress, and it's been several years. So. Yeah, that's what you'd want to do, is like look through this. Like I can still refine, well that the fighting there is listed, but yeah. So there's like kind of a cutoff at a point. Toothpick died a year ago. It seemed like only yesterday. I mean, it was months ago. Rest in peace, Toothpick. Toothpick was a good dwarf. Died too young.
Greetings.
Kodiak!
Place.
It's very sunny. And I have space for a green screen. It makes sense now why Vancouver mainland hates us. Because it's been like, I don't know, 8 to 10 degrees Celsius and mostly sunny since I've moved here. And it's been like crazy amounts of rain, sleet, ice. They had snow way longer. Yeah, no, it's the weather's lovely. So far the people have been lovely. It's much more pleasant than where I used to live. I really like it. I mean, there's still some quirks I need to work out with this place. And some things I need to work out at the old place still, but more or less done with the moving process. So feeling good about that. Oops, that's not the tool I wanted. That's the tool I wanted. Is it burning hell in the summer then? No, actually. So the highest temperature they had last year out here was 28 degrees Celsius in comparison to the mainland where it hit 36 last year. We get Pacific winds, so the hottest days are very much quelled down by the winds. So it's warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. It's almost like I moved here intentionally, partially because of the weather. And front page yesterday, like I said earlier, was good fun, and I'll do it whenever I get the opportunity to, but it is very much it's not the guaranteed success thing that it once was, even if you're playing a popular game. It's probably harder for me because I play niche games, but the idea here is that, you know, if a couple people tune in, it's obviously worth it. And if you find some new people, it's more people than you would have found otherwise. All right, let's go down a little bit because I need to find my trash disposal, which is right here. I need to automate this. Like, badly, actually. Gloves, what up, dude? Hope you're doing well, mate. You know, when you say better place, it sounds like I'm dead. I mean, only inside. I'm not dead on the outside, thankfully. It's good that you're in a better place now. Don Marin, long time no see, dude. What up? What's the gimmick this run? We're kind of going easy on the gimmicks this time. Normally I go much harder on the gimmicks, but I did 2 pretty gimmicky forts in a row. This one we're mostly just chilling and reclaiming a fort. Like, the reclaim is the gimmick on this one. And then going to war. This will probably be the last fort I do in this world. Because the next... Or I need to generate a new world anyway, because I don't have all of the new features currently from the last patch. So, it's a lot of construction happening right now. Decided to get back into Elite. What came over you and made you make that decision? Your best way to get in, like, are you talking about making mods yourself? There's a room on the KitFox Discord called DF Modding. I don't personally mod the game, so I'm maybe not the best person to ask. But the DF modding, the Dwarf Fortress modding room on the KitFox Discord is a very good resource. That's where basically all of the most prolific modders hang out. So if you want to get into modding Dwarf Fortress, I would look into the KitFox Discord, the KitFox official Discord, and their modding room. That is probably your best bet. In this world, no, because they added things, and that requires a new world regen. I've already done some adventure mode in this world, actually. So because I've already done that, and because they that's 0 to hero. Oh no, was this the 0 to hero run? Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, no, this wasn't that world. They've added new stuff since me generating this world that I would like to play. So I will be generating a new world after this fort. You're doing a Star Wars marathon, friend, and you realized how much fun you had listening to Cayuse and flying through space. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Just big sci-fi game and big space rock. But yeah, no, that's definitely a good spot to start. That or just the DF Hack Discord, because they have a DF Hack developers Discord and they also do Q&A stuff there. So that's also a good place to start if that's the flavor of modding you're looking for. So between the DF Hack Discord and the KitFox Discord, that's how you would get into making mods for Dwarf Fortress. It is very moddable, and now is actually like probably the time to learn Lua if you don't know Lua, because the Lua tie-in stuff for Dwarf Fortress is going to be coming soon-ish. And that's going to be a pretty big shift in what is moddable in Dwarf Fort. And hopefully we'll get to learn more about that tomorrow, because tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is an hour ago, so in less than 24 hours, Tarn Adams will be on stream. And he obviously is the developer of Dwarf Fortress. And we will be discussing and we will be answering user questions from chat and also from a curated list. You can submit right to those right now on my Discord and also in the community section of the YouTube channel. And I also have a collection of questions that I've written up. It's going to be more of my questions this time than previous ones because it's been so long. But we're going to be talking about the future developments of Dwarf Fortress. All I know is that Lua right now is going to enable the modification of a bunch of procedural elements of the game, but not the entirety. I know that Putnam has said a couple of times in the forums that the end goal is to make the UI moddable, so basically everything moddable, which right now it's not, right? What's the first question I'm going to ask? How's the UK? How you been? We start very casual. Outside of that, I don't have them organized yet. I just have a list of questions. I need to organize them tonight. And then tomorrow's stream is going to be very short because of that. Also, Red Octobear, it's good to see you, by the way. Yeah, then tomorrow's stream is going to be very short. We're going to stream basically my records opening. I'm going to run the interview, and then I'm going to raid out and edit the interview and upload it to YouTube for the next day, which I will then premiere on YouTube. Probably in the morning, before I start stream. So it'll probably start at like 8 and then roll into the Dwarf Fortress stream. I would presume that they're referring to procedural items, right? Because like myths and magic is going to tie into procedural item things. But yeah, I have no idea on the details of that. Like you guys know about as much as I do in this one. If not more than I do. Oops, I missed one. So I'm just going to manually assign these so that I know how many more dwarves need beds. Let's get you because you're pissed. And then this will be some other crafting. Maybe I should make this into a like looms area. Like increase my, maybe make this into my clothing industry. I'll just make these out of limestone, which is fine. And then move the clothing industry from upstairs down into here, which currently is over here. Yeah, because then I can make this into more of a crafting area. So why don't we do that? Because it's still not far away, it's just going to be in a very different place. And also, thanks for all the follows, by the way. I do see those. Well, so technically procedural creatures are forgotten beasts and vampires right now. Vampires have procedural possibilities. The game just doesn't tie into that much. And that was the thing that was specifically cited, but I do know through a source that more stuff has been added to that capability since that initial announcement video about the Lua stuff. So, I mean, we're still a ways off from knowing exactly what the possibilities are going to be there, but, you know, we'll get there. And hopefully we'll know more by the end of tomorrow. With the item generation for legendary things? I mean, I think that's kind of the... Because, like, to clarify here, Caves of Cud has items that have, like, perks on them, right? Isn't that kind of what they're doing with the magical items? Also, I super missed that there was an artifact happening. Zasset the Cook has created Egomnosig, an iron spear, and offers it to the dead pillars. Damn, dude. This is an iron spear. All craft or ship is of the highest quality. On the item is an image of table-cut gems in iron. That is a fancy goddamn spear. Exciting indeed. Chat, are you going to ask Tarn a question? What question are you hoping to hear an answer to for tomorrow? Since he's a cook, man, it would be cool if he made an iron skillet. He could I don't know if he could I've never seen an artifact cauldron. I have seen an artifact mortar and pestle. There are some items in like adventure mode that have no use in fortress mode, and cauldrons are one of those. I can tell you for a fact I am not Tarn's favorite dwarf.
We so back.
We so back? Welcome back, dude. Are you still doing the video stuff? Because I realize I'm stuttering a bunch here because I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to say. Last time we talked heavily, you were doing videography stuff and working on documentaries. Are you still doing that? That stuff seemed neat. Way back. But it's good to have you back, man. Jack, can I get a round of beers for Don Barend, who was a very consistent viewer back in the day, and it's been a long time. Like, you followed me back in 2017. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. When's the tutorial question mark icon going to be changed to a gremlin sprite? Vote gremlin. I think Tarn's response to basically that same question the last time you said you were going to ask it was gremlins aren't particularly helpful or trustworthy. And you want something that's helpful and trustworthy for your tutorials, but I don't know. It's a good question. I have 10 rubies. Or no, how many rubies do I have? Got 1 ruby. Got 10 onyxes. I'm going to send amethyst in here. And then this one, you can be... I would say Shinobi, but you're a militia commander now. Let's do Elfie, the other one. Like what Tarn would want to see implemented, or me? I mean, I want to see villains finished, which is what Tarn was working on in 2018 before he started working on the premium version. And that is listed on the to-do list after building. So it's sieges, building, and then systems. I want to see that finished, because right now there's a bunch of like awkward things in fort mode, such as like every other visitor trying to steal your artifacts, that are just very poorly implemented, that I would like to see adjusted. That's what I would like to see, more than anything. The world has passed into the 4th age of legends. Round of beers to that. So the Age of Legends means the great powers of the world are dying. We're kind of having an apocalypse, sort of. Did I mention buildings? Did you watch the video? Because if you watched the video, you would know what I mentioned. Also, buildings in what sense? Are you saying the enemy being able to dig and build? Because that was discussed, yes. And I talked about my concerns and interest in it. I also mentioned building in adventure mode, which is a little bit further down the road. But what are you asking me about? I guess. Did I? Yes. Please elaborate. I guess I don't understand what the purpose of the question, or like exactly what you're trying to get out of that question is. They already kind of are. I mean, I've had amphibian men join my tavern, but I think you mean like them coming through the underground levels, right? I don't care about water or ships. A lot of people are like very, very obsessed with the idea of boats. That is not high on my wish list of things at all. At all. I mean, it'd be nice, but I don't really care. I guess. Yeah, it's not super high on my personal priority list. I mean, like, I guess what information are you looking for exactly? Over 8,000. If you tell me what you're looking for, I can elaborate a little bit more. But did I mention it? Yes. But what's the question? Because I can probably answer what you're looking for. It's just I need a fully formed question instead of a just did you mention this? Because did I? Yes. But what piece of information are you looking for? What is buildings? What is buildings? So building in adventure mode would let you build camps. Camps were basically a claimable home base. It was a very underbaked feature, and that's what buildings is. Outside of that, the other thing you might be asking is, what is building in sieges? We don't know because that's not implemented. Thief! Protect the horde from stinking filth. We've got a whole bunch of kobolds that made it into the fort, which means they're probably about to die, actually. One of them's outside of the fort and running away in fear. Wasn't able to steal anything, so that's good. Top one is down and in here, which means you're probably not going to make it out. And Brolder made it out. You're the one that's in the fort. Are you going to go the smart way, or are you're going to be dumb? Just got to go up and out. I could send the military down. I don't really want to do that. But they found you anyways, so didn't matter so much. That kobold had a family. Rest in peace. You stupid, stupid kobold. But yeah, there was some basic base building in adventure mode once upon a time. But out of all of the features in adventure mode, personally, I would say it was one of the least well implemented of that type of feature. So it kind of is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've played I've played games with boats. And to me, like if you look at the worlds that I play, I don't play island maps, really. I play with oceans that are like this, right? So boats are not really something that's beneficial to me. There's a lot of things I'd like to see in the game before boats. Like if we got boats but we don't get better diplomacy, I think that's a bit of a shame. If we get boats, but we don't get, like, how do I word this? more interesting systems. I think that's a bit of a shame. I would rather have the ability to request or do more with trade caravans and never have boats than having boats. Like, boats are just... They would be cool. I just don't fully understand the community's obsession with wanting boats. I think people just like boats. I guess it's sort of like how people like cars, you know? Is there fishing? Yeah, there's fishing in Dwarf Fort. There's always been fishing in Dwarf Fort. I think I should just floor all this off. Fishing is the most dangerous sport? I don't know, it can be. I would say hunting is more dangerous, but... I'm just doing my damnedest to seal off a bunch of this cavern. This needs to get sealed off with 3 layers. Just do 1 for right now. This is all done. That's done. Oh my god, that one's gonna take a while. This one's also gonna be a little quicker. I think it would be cool to have as almost a new biome, new challenges to face and whatnot. And how so? The most dangerous sport in DF, probably swimming. Swimming in the winter, yeah, because the water might freeze and kill you. So, well, we found out where a bunch of them are coming from. There just happens to be a soldier, like, right here. Rin of the Stars. Okay, so I guess the way to do this... It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Oh, did I not confirm that? I thought I did. Oh, I see. I need to confirm it twice. So you just immediately executed one? Hacking the rodent spearman in the head? That's 2 down. Okay, so now I need to tell them to just station. Because there's more that we're discovering. Or was that second group? Okay, just a few more up there. Zasset the cook has been found dead. Rin of the Stars is fine. I thought I saw an injury. Maybe it was one of the rodent men. Hacking them up. What else do we have? That should be all of them for right now. Okay, let's send them back upstairs to go back to training. Okay, this area needs to get locked down. I'm okay with fighting the rodent men. I just don't want to fight them outside of my choice. If I fight them, I want it to be because I decided to fight them. Okay, there's the injured dwarf. Who's novice, that would be why. But we'll be able to get them out of here. Currently they can't stand. What's wrong? Their foot's cut open. Yeah, that'll do it. Just need some soap. Boat fort's impossible to implement, but it'd be cool. I think the problem with boats is that the audience and also the player base wants boats to be something that you can build. Like, for me, the most that I honestly want for boats, or would want for boats, is just, yo, like, what if wagon but go on water? So you could, like, trade and have migrants over an ocean. That's all I want. That is, like, the maximum that I would reasonably say, like, yeah, that'd be nice to have. Anything more than that's like, okay, like, why are we wasting development time on this? Like, I don't want that, personally. And that's what always causes Tarn all these hangups, is, like, overthinking it. If it was just a, yo, it's a wagon what go on water, cool, I'm in, sign me up. But anything more than that, that's something that, like, if it happens, cool, I won't complain. But it's not a feature that I personally would want. You want jet fighters? Jet fighters and tac nukes, got it. And tanks, of course, with a Z. So you know they're really cool. Yeah, me too. I'm also more interested in the map rewrite. Like, there's lots of things that I'm interested in for Dwarf Fortress. But some things more than others, you know? And I think that kind of probably goes for all of us. We're all interested in certain things, but not others. And now you guys know my take on boats. But at the same time, you know, it is something Tarn wants to do, so we'll get it eventually, probably. They should add vaping and galaxy gas to Dwarf Fortress. You know, this has actually been something that I've said for ages. They shouldn't add vaping, but they should add smoking. Like, of course, this is me saying, well, blame Tolkien for this, but, like, Gimli is smoking, like, the entirety of the Lord of the Rings. Same with the Hobbits, mostly the Hobbits, but, like, Gimli is also smoking. Like, why can't dwarfs smoke tobacco? It would give me another thing to craft to make them happy. Something else to do in the taverns. I mean, yeah, it doesn't need to be marijuana or hemp even. Like, it could literally just be some made-up substance. Like, let me smoke, like, I don't know, rat weed or something. Let me build, like, a 15-part generated hookah. You know? Like, that would be kind of cool. The sun's out. How dare it. Let them smoke goblin cap. The tree stuff. But I don't know. I think that it's quite funny, actually. You realize just how well, like, anti-smoking marketing has worked? Which is for the best. Like, don't smoke, it's bad for you. But you realize just how well it's worked when you start saying, I would like it if they added smoking to this video game. Because all of the people who are like, no, smoking bad, come out of the woodwork. I'm like, it's a fucking video game! They live off of alcohol! Like, come on! Clearly you've never been around somebody who's smoking, or vaping, not smoking. Clearly you've never been around somebody who's vaping lavender, because that stuff smells really nice. It's like incense, you know? I love the smell of incense. I mean, we already have, like, tavern brawls, so yeah, that would fit. Yostar. I don't like the RimWorld drug mechanics. Like, at all. It's far too punishing for no reason, and the benefits are annoying. Yeah, not a fan of that one. RimWorld mechanics don't work in Dwarf Fort, and that's where I plant my flag. I mean, maybe if your name is, like, Solid Snake. Over 8,000. Yeah, I mean, I'd also be down for incense. Like, there's already tons of, like, natural herbs and stuff in Dwarf Fort that could totally be used as an incense style system. And that would also be really cool. I think I may channel this down a layer and then widen it out one. But I kind of got to do this first. I think in order for something like that to be commonplace, Condanza, there would need to be an easier method for dwarves to put out fires. Like, fires are something you gotta be cautious with right now because, I don't know if you know this, but barrels of alcohol explode if they get too hot. Which is quite dangerous. Yeah, lighting or candles would be nice. Even if they don't, like, aesthetically light the game in fort mode. If they made dwarves happy, that would be enough. It's pretty metal. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm building a defendable entrance. That's what I'm building. And I'm filling it up with walls like this so that I can fortify them later. To counter cave adaptation? I mean, the best way to... I think cave adaptation is actually in a pretty good spot right now. I know some people are, like, perpetually annoyed with it. I really like where cave adaptation is at currently. I think it's actually, like, quite well balanced at the exact moment, but it's totally fair if you disagree with that. Hey, chat, I gotta take a piss. The next ad's supposed to run in 2 minutes. I'm just gonna run it right now. And just go use the toilet. I will be back momentarily. BRB. I will pause the game, nothing's gonna happen. Notokasa, dwarf, miner with no beard. Okay. Who let it be? You have 2 lovers, and your only daughter's a weaponsmith in the fort. Your niece also lives in the fort. You were related to Iron Zack, who died horribly in the last fort. Welcome to the fort. You seek out exciting and adventurous situations after seeing a troglodyte's dead body. Generally acts impartially, is rarely moved to mercy, and tends to be a bit stubborn in changing her mind about things. She is grateful when others help her out, and she tries to return favors. She tends to think before acting, and she occasionally can lose focus on the matter at hand. She does not easily hate or develop negative feelings. She has a greedy streak, and she is quite comfortable with others that have a different appearance or culture. She can handle stress, and she doesn't mind little tumult or discord in day-to-day living. She scratches her nose when she's thinking, and she needs alcohol to get through the working day, and she doesn't really care about anything anymore. Dreams of mastering a skill, and personally considers craftsmanship to be relatively worthless. And she lays claystone and pig iron, as well as blue garnet, desert lime wood, and peafowl leather, floodgates and scepters and flasks and water buffaloes for their water wallowing. And the words of the fortuitous pregnancy, and when possible prefers to consume oyster and dwarven ale and tapir's milk, and absolutely hates hamsters. She is tall, and her nose bridge is convex. Her very long hair is arranged in double braids, and her head is somewhat short. You're not part of any religions. But yeah, I do think candles and lighting could be interesting. I don't think it's something that I put personally in a particularly high priority. I think most of my things, like if I were to create a wish list, which I try to not do, but if I were to create a wish list for Dwarf Fortress, it would be a lot of systems things. I'm more interested in systems than, I don't know, just raw mechanics, I guess. Like that's where my priorities lie, is in like possible systems for the game over top of I think a lot of the more easy to point at, I want this changed kind of deal. But no, it is interesting to know what your guys' wish lists are. I mean, obviously, I think there's probably a lot of very easy to point at and discuss, like UI additions that people would like to see. That has been on. So this is one of those funny things that keeps coming up because it truly just shows that nobody looks at. This is fine, by the way. That nobody looks at. Roadmaps or development pages, because on the website, playing goblins as playable characters has been on the website as long as I've been playing this game. So does Tarn have any intention to do that? Absolutely. I mean, it's been on the website in the wanted features from the developers as long as I can remember. Is it in the game? No. Why is it taking so long? Is usually where this goes. And that's as simple as, because dwarves, and this is why I don't play with modded races, dwarves play like dwarves. They're focused on verticality and digging down. They're focused on a lot of mining and crafting. If you go to a human city in adventure mode, human cities are very sprawling and wide. They're not very deep in the sense of like digging, right? They are very sprawling, as in they are wide, which is fine, but the game doesn't really support building sites as big as a human city. So if Tarn were to make humans playable, Tarn has said before that he would want you to be able to create a human city in the adventure mode style of human city. If you're going to play as elves, he would want you to be able to have tree powers. So they'd all require a lot of boutique, unique mechanics in order for them to fit what that faction is. So the reason that sort of stuff isn't in the game is because the game has a lot of engine development and things to do before a lot of that stuff is even doable in the engine. Buttsworth, yes, you're still alive before you ask. Yeah, but like that doesn't do anything for me, Terminal Wetness, because they're at under the hood, like, you can change their personality traits, you can change their ethics, you can change the sprite that they have, you can change the size of the character, but you can't fundamentally change the scale and style of building. So if you were to play humans, humans can't dig as deep as dwarves. They're not capable of digging too deeply and too greedily. You'd never be able to dig down to the cavern layers as the humans. Does that make sense? You would as the goblins, but the way they dig is very different, and their hierarchy is very different. They don't have nobles and barons, really. They have a master, and the master would be a demon overlord, which would have certain powers, right? Like, it's... Sure, you can change the size of them, but you can't change the game right now. So that's why I don't care for different race mods, because it's not a high priority for me to begin with. And if I'm going to do that sort of thing, then I want the developer's vision of what the different races would be. And what the different races would be, I think, is very different than what most people think of when they say, I want to play as humans. Because when you say I want to play as humans, what you probably mean is I want to play Dwarf Fortress as it sits right now, but as humans. Okay, go mod the game. You can do that. That's very easy. But when Tarn says I want to make humans playable, what he means is I want to make humans playable within the way that humans would build in the world of Dwarf Fortress, which is very different. You just want tweaks to cave adaptations or turn it off? That's very easy to mod out of the game. Why do you want to turn off cave adaptation? Just go mod it out. I think cave adaptation is like a necessary thing for me. I like cave adaptation a lot. And the reason it's necessary and I like it is because without cave adaptation, the dwarves are unstoppable, basically immortal monsters. They're already the strongest faction in the game, just sheer combat skills-wise. And if you remove cave adaptation, then there's nothing stopping them. Because they already get martial trances, which makes them significantly stronger than literally anything else. You have to go, we'll see you later, dude. Hope you're having fun with, you know, Elite. Kind of looks like a tuning fork. And then actually maybe one more at the end. On him and his trance? Yeah, no, fighting them 1v1 is actually easier than fighting them in a group. It also doesn't help that cultists don't get tired. What's even better is, like, they nerfed cultists. Cultists were stronger in the original kind of, I guess, pitch for that feature. So cultists have actually been nerfed pretty heavily. Which is probably for the best, but... Do layers have an entrance? Yeah, but they're sometimes very hard to find. I've never found one that doesn't have an entrance, but I have found ones that just straight up don't exist, even though they're listed in the overworld due to, like, a river breaking their, like, appearance. So, like, they're listed in the overworld map, and it's instead just, like, a space above ground there. And so if you just rest in the vicinity, you'll usually find the creature, whatever it is, eventually. But it can sometimes take a little bit. this right here is going to be the entrance for my Marks dwarves. All right, and then right here at the end, we're going to do this. And this. I mean, you gotta wrestle them and take their healing potions away. That's what you gotta do. Just wrestling and throwing shit. A lot of kiting. Although, no weapons, I would say, might not be the way I would go. The way I would go with something like that would just be use weapons, but like the weapons that you use are like stuff that you wrestle out of their hands during combat. So like grab their sword from them and throw it at another guy, like punch a guy, grab their shield and whack them with it, and then throw it at the other guy, and then grab this guy by the helmet and pull their helmet off and beat them to death with the helmet, like that kind of stuff. That stuff's fun. Like that kind of wrestling shenanigans is a good time. Oh no, absolutely. Larger enemies are virtually unkillable if you're trying to do it that way.
Hooray, I caught another blind stream.
Welcome back, dude. Thanks for the second month with Prime. It's a lot. Hey, chat, can I get a round of beers? And Scrub in the YouTube chat, love your tutorials. Can you please give tips on how to deal with werebeast attacks? Build lots of doors and lock them. Although they can break them down. Have cage traps everywhere. Have a guard animal chained up somewhere so that they can spot them while they're stealthed. But aside from that, it's mostly fortress layout stuff. And how to stop them from spreading? Build doors. Build doors. And then when you get into combat, follow every single individual combat list to try and figure out exactly who has it and where it's coming from, and then isolate them in between full moons. I mean, this fortress right now is super, 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 super fragile to stealth enemies, but that's one of the reasons I'm putting traps out here, so that I have some indicator of what's outside. Chain restraint and chain a dog up, yeah. Well, what I usually mean is a dog behind fortifications. And if you train them as hunting, they have twice the view distance versus a dog that isn't trained for hunting. You know, okay, so this right now is my forge. Should I move my forge down to the layer where I've pumped lava to? Because it would not be hard for me to just simply pump some lava somewhere else and make another forge. Down here. What do you think, chat? I think it's probably worth moving down here. So that'd be 125 items to glaze. Move it down and lava power it? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Tis kind of what I'm thinking. All right, well, let's do this. Me too, Nicole. I mean, it's certainly divisive. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I also adore the way this game looks. This bridge... I'm not entirely sure. why this hasn't gotten done yet. What if I just cancel this? We'll see. All right, well, we will redistribute the lava then. This I need to fortify as well. Just need a miner to get over here and dig up one so that I can build a bridge there and a bridge there. And we'll see what we can do. You just feel so bad? Use pigs. You use something that isn't dogs. Or like, I mean, if you don't want to use dogs specifically, you could like just have windows and quote unquote blast doors on your tavern if you don't want to use dogs, if you feel bad. Windows and blast doors essentially is just like make fortifications around the edge of an area where a lot of dwarves hang out, and then just have a lever that's far away from there so that they don't get spooked, that a dwarf can pull that raises drawbridges in front of those doors, windows, so that it stops panicking them when a scary thing shows up. And the reason that's kind of a benefit to you is, well, simply put, you can make a setup so that when the enemy shows up, your dwarves are notified, and then they seal the walls so that they stop getting spooked by whatever it is. Dwarven blackout curtains. Yeah, sort of. I like to call them blast doors, and then play the Pink Panther theme whenever I get attacked. At least in my head. Okay, how many more beds do I need? Kind of a lot, right? Especially because I just got another migrant wave. I need to re-wallify that. And also re-wall up this. So once you've placed a collection of blocks like this and told it to use a specific material, it'll just use that material for any other constructions you build on over top of that. So if I go here and just do floor and just say any type of floor, it just automatically builds this, and we'll keep it all granite. So I don't need to worry about manually designating everything. So this is all just going to be granite now. But yeah, basically dwarven blackout curtains. So I could use this area and just pave the whole friggin' thing. It is, 3 levels tall, so that's a bit of a pain. Where else could I send it? I could send it over to there. I could send it pretty easily. Ooh. Why don't I do it down here? Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to need to wall... Well... am I going to need to wall it in? Yeah, I'm going to have to go all the way up to here. That's fine. Down into here. Actually, I can just use this. Go forward one. Down here. use the wrong tool, because look at me. I'm gonna dig out all that. And then do a wall right here. Let's use Dolomite, why not? Dolomite right there. And then it can be right here. That might actually be an aquifer. Although, because it's going up to here, it's actually going to bubble up to this level. So what I could do is I could channel up right here, which would channel into here. Trying to think how I could do this. Actually, wouldn't the better way to do this just be to get rid of this whole upper layer and then just go directly here? Because then it'll just pump here and then pump up into there, which is where I want it. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it. No, I agree. 2 coins probably my favorite, actually, from a lot of the new music. Yeah, we'll do that. Although this can go away. I don't need this. I'm just gonna need to go 1 layer above here and channel down into here. So basically what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need a little walkway right here. And then I'm gonna need to deconstruct these and then channel down into here. That's it. You love Capital too? Yeah. A lot of the music, a majority of that new music stuff is great. Except they're not gonna have a way out. Well, that's awkward. Well, should probably give them a way out, eh? Because currently they have no way out. Well, let's let them finish digging out all this first. It's Hamlet Memories. I think 2 coins is into combat, and 2 coins is probably my favorite. Two coins is probably my favorite. If I had to select one, would likely be that one. You've been attacking barracks, attaching barracks to taverns and temples dedicated to war, and I have my dwarves practice martial skills without them joining a squad. Is there an easier way? Is this an easier way? No. No, that is the only way to get them to practice martial skills without joining a squad. And the only martial skill they practice is observation, as far as I know. Otherwise, you have to put them in a squad. Got tired of Pony Rider? No, I like Pony Rider. I just like 2 coins more than Pony Rider. Pony Rider's great. I mean, it's basically like the theme song of a lot of the big videos I make. Because it's such a good like moving song, you know? But that's about it, really. Wow, that's inconvenient. You're standing underneath the ramp. Okay, there we go. So this right here is going to be the space for the forge. And now I'm suddenly regretting putting these bedrooms here. That or what I could do, because it is going to fill up into here. So I could just fucking take this whole thing out. Can figure out other things to do with this. Is that an aquifer? Is that really an aquifer right there? Such an odd place for it to be. This is going to be a very large lava reservoir. Get to it, dwarves. Bedroom? Well, it's more like we're canceling this construction project in favor of a very different one. Well, actually, in reality, these bedrooms are just getting in-floor heating. Is all that's really happening. Free in-floor heating. Do not walk around barefoot. You may get major amounts of scalding. I just canceled something. I don't know what it was. I'm sure I'll find it later. Equals free river? Yeah, but like, I don't want obsidian. I don't hold obsidian to the same level of value as most people I've found. I hold like almost no value to into obsidian. So there's that. Like, I kind of don't like it. I think it's kind of ugly. But it's nice for the occasional accent, or like if somehow you manage to run out of other stone, but like, how often do you run out of stone? Says the guy who's run out of stone many times. It's too dark. The problem is for me, I think if obsidian was like one shade lighter, I'd like it a lot more. It just looks like there's a missing asset to me. Like literally, it looks like they forgot to add it. It's kind of the way it looks to me. So that's my beef with obsidian right now. We all run out of stone sometimes. I've certainly run out of stone to cut. And it's like, oh, I need to go mine more? Crap. Wow. But I've never run out of stone. Cloaking your fortress in distilled wood. Yeah, exactly. It's like, why did I get like my background to build with? Why would I hate highwood trees? I like trees in general. Trees are good. They're coal in Dwarf Fortress, and they make cool-looking tables. They're lovely for crafts. Why would I hate highwood trees? Chat, favorite tree in Dwarf Fortress. Go. Goblin cap for me. Pear trees? Oh, true. Actually, I think like alder tree also looks pretty nice. A lot of Kesserite back here. Ah, this is the one that we've accidentally suspended. Let's just get rid of all of this. Mine through that. And we'll expand this crafting area. And then this down here can be the new forge. Glumprong is fun to say. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah. I kind of forgot about Glumprong. The evil trees. Featherwoods are kind of nice. I mean, they're basically just balsa wood. You know, something I do really hope they add with the siege changes, I really, really hope that they find the need to add a repeating turret that shoots bolts. Because that was a thing that is a thing that Tarn kind of mentioned as like something that they might do. I kind of really hope that happens. I don't think it's weird because the way trees work in real life is trees use mushrooms to send nutrients to each other and talk to each other. And in fact, trees can make other trees sprout by sending nutrients that they get from the sun through mushrooms into a dead stump. So, no, I don't think it's weird. I think it's great. I think they should keep it. Although Tarn has talked about maybe getting rid of it because people don't understand how forests work. Although he says it's because people complain. But now I'm in an ad break. Neezer, thank you very much for keeping that sub alive for 22 months. Appreciate you greatly. That too, Stormwolf. So to me, it's like the elves are mad because you're destroying their internet. Like, I would get pretty mad if somebody walked up and started ripping the cables out of the road and were like, mine now is like, why are you stealing my fiber? And they'll be like, because I need fiber for my diet. And they'll be like, that's not how that works. And they'll be like, well, whatever. This is basically how the elves feel about the dwarves. It's a hilarious comparison. It's the closest thing I can come to. Remember when we had, apparently they're working on catapults. Terminal wetness. That's on the to-do list, is make siege weapons useful. Is literally like quite literally what it says. Stairs are a major pain in the ass right now. I don't really like how you cannot easily remove them and they misalign every time. An aquifer is the only way of building logic overall. I think that that's just kind of a skill issue because I have zero issues with them at this point. It's very much just they do them one layer at a time. They don't misalign. And if they do, you can construct over them. It's just a matter of looking at your designations and don't try to build too quickly. It's just a slow process. But if you think it's a major pain in the ass, I can't help you. Because it very much just seems like a skill issue if you're having trouble with stairs. Yeah, they do, Nicole. They absolutely do. They'll bring tame giant animals. Although not all elves bring tame giant animals. It's only if they're available to them. But like, I've purchased giant grizzly bears from elves before. So I really like elves. I think that they're a fun adversary at times. I think that they are a fun friend on other times. I don't like the, like, let's just hate on elves for the sake of hating on elves kind of culture that I would say just fantasy communities have in general, because I think it's a little icky. That being said, they are a fun adversary sometimes, so. Giant black mamba from the elves. Oh yeah, there was that one fortress, this was a while ago, where I bought a bunch of giant vipers from them, and then made a pit of giant vipers, which was pretty dope. It was also quite effective. Like, things died quite quickly when they fell in there. I mean, yeah, you could just cage trap and train them yourself. But it's much easier and also significantly quicker to just, buy the stuff from the elves. We've got another artifact starting. Another weaponsmith has been possessed. Just gonna... Oh man, I don't actually have any steel right now because I worked through it all. Should probably just unforbid these so that they start making steel again. I mean, a dwarven meal consists of 1 ingredient. A fine meal consists of 2 ingredients. A lavish meal consists of 3 ingredients. So thus a grilled cheese sandwich is a lavish meal. Butter, bread, cheese. So, yeah. All the time. You had a giant tick for some reason and no dwarf wanted to adopt it? Huh. I wonder why. You should just like put it in your prison and make it menacingly stare at your dwarves for the fun of it. Okay, let's also build around this. I'm just building around the ore that I might want to mine out at some point. So I'm not really going to have an well, there's several ways I could drain this pretty easily, but I'm not really building in an easy method of draining this. Gotta go sleep. Snooze good, dude. It's actually pretty decent. Like down to not even making the dough with flour, just using dry flour? I don't know what dry flour is, but yeah, sure. Post the recipe. I'm getting a sunbeam again. This is a bit of a struggle, but it's not too bad. As long as I'm mostly blocking it, it's fine. I don't hate mods, man. I've got nothing against mods. I just don't personally find them interesting. It's not a weird choice of lore. So in YouTube chat, LDM says, I can't stand vanilla elves. I always mod them out of the equation and replace them with modded elves. Why are they cannibals anyway? It's a weird choice of lore. If you actually go look at the ethics, on the ethics page for civilizations, I'll plop this in the YouTube chat so you can see it. But there's variety in the factions, right? And why for elves specifically, which is the second bar here, they only eat sapients after they've been killed in battle. It's a religious thing. Obviously, it's an icky subject. Goblins, it's just a personal matter. So if a goblin just wants to eat somebody, they will. If anything, goblins are more into cannibalism than elves. For elves, it's simply a personal matter, or it's simply a religious matter. So after winning a defensive fight, they will devour their foes. They'll also devour the animals. Why do they do that? To make them different. The goblins are the ones that like it. For them, it's just a personal matter. They'll do it anytime for any reason, because they feel like it. Whereas the elves only do it in times of great peril. So, you know, here's the thing, LDM. You don't need to be like, you don't like mods. I like mods. Mods are great. Use them. I just don't use them because it doesn't do anything for me. There's a difference between not liking something and not using something. Just because I don't use it doesn't mean I'm inherently against it. Because I'm not. That's goofy. You just take what I say as absolutist. And that's on you. And if you want the elves to be easier and not attack you as easily, go to difficulty and scroll down. I don't generally look for this setting, but there it is. Diplomacy tree fell count for Untamed Wilds, 5 is the median that they'll give you. Diplomacy tree count fell count for normal maps, 25. That is the median. You could set that to 999 or 1,000. You can chop down 1,000 trees a year and they won't invade you. Like, you don't need to mod the game if you want, like, the elf pickiness to be easier. You just need to change a setting. And there's no judgments there. Like, this is, you're not playing a multiplayer game with scores. You're playing a single player game that is entirely up to your own enjoyment. So if you enjoy playing the game a certain way, do that. That's the point of a sandbox game that's single player, is that you can enjoy it exactly the way you want to enjoy it, in the way that suits you best. And if somebody tells you you're playing the game wrong or you're playing it badly, slap them. Virtually, not literally, because that would be me suggesting you assault somebody. And enjoy the damn video game. That's it. It's very simple. You can't be bothered with that. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I like it because I think it's a fun push-pull, and it's like, it makes me it kind of forces me to play a little bit differently if I'm trying to stay allied with the elves, which I do a lot of the time, and I think that that's a fun method of play, but I saw them the other day. Like, literally last month. Great show. Alien Weaponry, yeah. I saw them, it was the 20th of last month. They put on a great set. Although it was too short. It was only a 25-minute set, 30-minute set-ish, because they were the opener. Humans are here to trade, so we should trade with them. I'm gonna sell them all the damaged goods. The dwarves are gonna get porcelain statues. I mean, I would say they're already world famous. Music is just so much of a bigger thing these days. I mean, they've got a pretty successful record deal. I'll throw a couple statues in here, but I don't need to send in many. I mean, you can change any, like, you can turn all enemies off. I edit the difficulty settings every game. By default, the Cavern Dweller scale is 10 and 50 for scaling. I have them set to 3 and 9. So instead of them sending squads of 50 to attack me, they're sending squads of 9 to attack me. And because it's per tile that they can invade on, I can have a maximum of 64 Cavern invaders, which is manageable and fun, and enough to absolutely murk any random peasant or, like, crafts dwarf that happens to be wandering around in the caverns, but not enough to murk my military every time, right? So, like, I change the difficulty. I don't play with things on default. Worth Butts appears to have been re-elected once again. I left everything on default in Godly Tombs. But Godly Tombs was intended to die. The whole plan of Godly Tombs was to die. Yeah, it's like, so what Havoc is saying in the YouTube chat as well. I enjoy when a game uses familiar creature types like goblins, elves, or orcs, etc. in their games, but then uses their own take on them to make them unique. Exactly. Yeah, like that is one of the things that makes Dwarf Fortress interesting. We are getting some cave adaptation, which is okay. Okay, so this gives me 2,000 value. These guys ain't bringing much of value for me, but hey. Some variety. Let's try trading. All right, they'll take it. Thank you. You should go listen to Alien Weaponry again. It's been too long. Their most recent album's pretty good. Caught some chinchillas. The weaponsmith Isem Storlut, or has created the weaponsmith Zephon has created Edem Storlut, an iron hammer, an iron warhammer, and offers it to the dead pillars. I will place it in the Hall of Artifacts. Apocalypse Orchestra. Gotcha. I think for everyone outside of Canada to come here, they're either super famous and selling out everywhere. They're nearly unknown coming here because we are starved of moderately famous artists. What do you mean? Artists coming to Canada? T-Basins? I mean, if a metal band from the opposite end of the world from Canada makes it to Canada touring with not one, but two well-known thrash bands, one well-known thrash band and one thrash band that was made out of the corpse of another thrash band. So it was Kerry King headlining, and they were kind of terrible. And Municipal Waste, who were fucking fantastic. And, you know, if you're capable of touring like that and opening for those bands, you've made it. Like, you're doing fine. Also, those guys, they're like in their 20s. Like, they're young. What was I gonna... Right. That was a Warhammer. This thing. Careful what you wish for, Tapir. Unleash the Archers are from the city that I am currently living in, partially. And same with Spirit Box. Spirit Box is Victoria. Fucking Spirit Box is huge. Hold on. That's about as good as it's getting right now. It's only gonna last for another 30 minutes or so. Fine. The story of Anvil. I'd like to see Anvil, but that'll never happen. Holy livestock. Okay, hold on. How many hours do I have in Dwarf Fort? It's hard to say because I have a lot of hours pre-Steam. In fact, it's probably more than double my Steam version hours. But the Steam version, I can tell you in a sec. Just gotta go look. I have 2,971.9 hours. It was about 1,700 that I did in that one fort. Guildford, or Garfield, not Guildford. Gotta do something real quick. This record player is giving me some audio artifacting, which is bothering the shit out of me. Oh, I know somebody who had like over 2,000 hours 2 months in because he basically didn't close the game. Like, hour counts on Steam don't mean squat. Like, it's not that. People put a lot of meaning behind it. There really ain't much there. Because I don't really let my game idle. No, who cares if it's legit or not? Like, does it matter? Like, okay, I play this game basically 40 hours a week. So if you have more than me, how is that? Are you bragging? Why do I care? Because I don't. I mean, you can care if you want, but I think that's silly. It's a fun stat. Okay. I think it's pointless. Like, this is my full-time job. Cool. Somebody has more hours than me? Of course they do. Why? Let's change the subject. Next thing. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Hey chat, can I get a big round of beers so I don't need to stare at this silliness anymore? Like, it doesn't matter, it's not relevant, and it's just bragging about how somebody uses up a lot of their free time on a video game, which honestly, you shouldn't. Don't play 40 hours of a video game a week. Go see your family once in a while. There's a reason I don't play many games outside of this. It doesn't matter how you meant it. I didn't need to know it. That's all. Stashzilla. Thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Like, genuinely, like, don't brag about your time in video games. A lot of people do. Don't do it. If you enjoy playing video games, that's awesome. But I don't need you to pressure people in my chat to feel like, oh, well, so-and-so has that many hours. I should try and achieve. No, you shouldn't. You need to get your beers. Damn right. I mean, you can crypt burr without it, but I do appreciate the subscription. And probably Jody, thanks for the Prime. You want the real thing? Well, cheers. But yeah, it's nothing against you, Garfield fan, but you need to realize that some stats, well, sure, they're fun stats, just it's never going to come across well, right? At least not for me. So this, I just need to seal this off, and then we can fill her up with lava. This will take a little bit, but it should work. I mean, that's a whiskey emote, but very strange kind of beer, if you ask me. Very strong beer as well. I'm kind of sad at how many hours there are with trophies. Oh, yeah. Have I seen Unleash the Archers? 4 times. I also went to their album release show for their most recent album, which was the first time they played that album live, and also a bit of a mess for technical difficulties. They had some problems, and it devolved into a country cover show a couple of times because they kept having audio issues. So because they kept having audio issues, they were like, well, we're just gonna kill for time now. And that was pretty entertaining. So this should bubble up one. If it doesn't, that's okay too. There it goes. That's pretty cool. I'm waiting on the don't launch the game for a decade achievement without changing my calendar. Suited. I guess what I'm trying to say is enjoy video games. Like, seriously, enjoy video games. And video games are great. But if somebody says they have a lot of hours in a game, and then someone's just like, I know somebody with more, that just makes you seem like the annoying kid in class who brags about things that don't matter. That's all that does. So, Dwarf got immolated. It's fine. We'll find out who it was in like a week. I saw the smoke. I was like, uh-oh. And then playing Burning Ring of Fire. I saw it, oh man, what's her name? I need to Google the name because I'm dumb. My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. I saw Dragon Force cover that. Twice, actually. 2 different shows. All I have to say is I really like Dragon Force. What's up, Sade? It's good to see you, mate. What's the... What is the number on the lava? 7 means it's full. 1 of 7 means it's not full. It's depth. It's a depth indicator. So now I have a very large lava reservoir. And this is almost completely full. Although, I have all this cassiterite in here, which I'm just going to make invisible. So I don't need to see it. Oh no! Dostin Gop, it was one of the goblins actually that got immolated. Which is kind of funny, actually. Because, like, we have this kind of, not power struggle really going on. It's not really a power struggle, but, like, I have this kind of mental power struggle of, like, who am I prioritizing, the dwarves or these goblins for leaderships? So I kind of like that, oh no! We accidentally nuked one of the goblins. Well, oh well. That's kind of funny. What am I doing with all that lava? Well, I mean, it's a reservoir, so I could use it for a weapon, but if I wanted to use it for a weapon, I would probably pump it higher up first. I'm planning to use it just for, what's it called? Lava forges is what I'm planning on using it for. So that I don't forget this. The power struggle intensifies? Absolutely. Well, talk to Tarn about the numbers. Don't talk to me about them. I didn't make this game. Because 0 is a number and it's one of 8. There is a reason for that. Someone in chat can probably explain, which I won't bother. Do goblins make ghosts? Certainly, if they're part of your fort. Everything can come back as a ghost if it was part of your fort. Also, that was my manager, which is also kind of funny. So I'm going to put a dwarf in charge of management now, I think. Why don't we give it to Old Wounds? Old Wounds has history. Old Wounds was a dwarf that arrived with some debilitating injuries as they arrived. The question is, where did I put the manager's office? I think it was just this, wasn't it? Yeah, it was that. I can do better than that, so let's do better than that. This can be the manager's office. Yeah, let's just do that. That works fine. Ghosts of goblins, more like. We are now in an ad break, so I will pause the game until ad break is done. With the one hand of yours, I don't know if you're an ad break or not. So I will answer that once ad is done. Bone Dolphin. It's a vibe, Doc Randall. It's certainly a vibe. Most definitely a vibe. I would say Bone Dolphin's doing pretty happily with only one hand. Which we won't know until, you know, the ads are done, but... There's a pair of hummingbird feeders all winter, and there's like 3 hummingbirds and 2 males and a female that frequent it, but they're so territorial and much You know, when I was a very small child, Havoc, I got attacked by a hummingbird, smacked me in the face out of nowhere, and then later learned I was very close to one of its nests. Or to its nest, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like, you're certainly trying to store your own items, which is probably very frustrating for you. But, you know, you're doing okay aside from that. I mean, I would say you're quite happy, all things considered. Like, you are maximum happy, which is very happy, all things considered. So up here, we do this. Actually, not this first one. I mean, you're probably mostly just teaching weaponsmithing. Due to the, what's the word? Due to the weaponsmith guild. So you're probably mostly a weaponsmith teacher. If I had to bet. And now let's do the corners too. Okay, so now that we've got this and this, I can build up a... Well, actually, digging through this is going to be annoying, but... I can build up a... forge. So this is going to be where the new forge goes. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Dolomite. And I will go along here and just be like, boop, and then 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 boop. And then boop. How do you make a guild hall? You make a zone, like a meeting hall, and then you click the little plus button. So you make a zone, meeting hall, or dining hall. You click the plus button, and you click guild hall, and then you select the guild hall, and then you click on it, and it says what value it is, and you need the value to be high enough that it satisfies the need for the guild hall. Is what you need. So this shouldn't erupt out and set everybody on fire, but if it does, you guys can laugh at me. That's all I got. This shouldn't set everybody on fire, but on the off chance that it does, well... Okay, it didn't. We're good. What will I do with this hole? What do you want me to do with that hole? No, this is gonna get a magma forge on top of it. Oh, and first magma smelters. Right here. These guys. Those are cool looking. Let me do olivine. I don't even know where I got the olivine, but apparently I have olivine. Let's go into your inventory. Don't dump that. Let's wait for this one. Don't dump that so that they don't get dropped. Same with you. Wait until somebody comes and gets it. Don't dump it. You right there get dug through. You right there get dug through. Unsuspend you. And furnaces. Magma smelter. Olivine. 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 Well, we also use Periclus. Let's do 3 and 3 probably. You do need to specify. I stated you'd then select what kind of guild hall you want. That's why there's a button there. It prompts you. Like, it's the button that pops up next. So, yes, you need to specify it. If you don't specify it, then it doesn't get assigned as a guild hall. Right? And then you need to make sure the value is high enough. That's pretty straightforward, I think, right? I'm not sure how else you want me to explain the thing, mate. Like, if I need to come over there and hold your hand, you're gonna need to pay my flights. Otherwise, I'm sure you've got this. I have the faith in you. Uh-oh. Cavern dwellers! So they're coming from right here. Wish my dwarfs some luck, chat. I'm sure they're gonna need it. Somebody just dropped a book right there. Hey, chat, can I get a Vile Force of Darkness, please? Let's keep that chat moving. Blind has a Geek Squad option. It's very expensive. $25,000 for me to fly to your house to teach you to play Dwarf Fortress. Like, I'm saying that as a joke for clarity, but, like, I'm saying that as a joke in that, there was that one era of World of Warcraft where there was a Saudi prince who hired a World of Warcraft guild to come over to his house and then stay with him for a week or a month or something and raid with him. Seems like Tiny Hippo's the one who gets in here first, and with his axe is hacking apart these rodent men after successfully taking down the first one, moving on to the second one, swiping and thrashing away in combat. A backup dwarf arrives, who is Olin the Spear Dwarf, who's an accomplished Spear Dwarf. The High Master Axe Dwarf, Axe Lord, Tiny Hippo is showing his weight, which is why he has the name Hippo, correct? Spilling the guts of rodents and passing through them like a weak fabric with a very large knife. We're gonna send them all back up to training. Claim all those. Well done. I couldn't have said it better than myself. All right, so I need three infinite stockpiles here. I need one for dolomite and limestone. I need one for metal ore. And I need one for bars, I would say. Metal bars. So I need 20 blocks. Let's just do jet. That's a good spot for it. That's space for 3. I'm going to keep pushing this back this way, and then we'll do a bunch of other forges over there soon. But for right now, let's go here, delete this stockpile. And also we can bring charcoal down, which is going to be coke and lignite and coal. So for the time being, let's get rid of all of this. Actually, I can leave the wood furnace there for the time being. Preeminent rat basher? Oh, absolutely. Is there any fix to zombies infinitely reviving? Kill the thing that's reviving them. Or mangle them. If they're mangled, they can't come back. Which means you need better soldiers. But generally, it's kill the thing that's reviving them. Saudi princes are nuts. Yeah, no, I mean, that was a weird era of games. Now they just invest in the development of games, which is almost creepier in a way. I'm not a fan, for clarity's sake here. Don't know if I need to say that, but I'm not a fan. It's just like, I just kind of miss the memes of like, man, you think that you're lonely and have no friends when this guy over here is paying like shit tons of money to make like some of the best players in the world of a video game show up and play games with him because I guess like, you know, he's got no friends at home. That was a funny week of memes. Who's been fighting a zombie for like a month? Probably because, well, I mean, I don't know what the map is. Is there a necromancer nearby that's resurrecting it? Or is it a, or is it like an evil biome? What is it? Like, what's the issue here? Because I don't necessarily have the solution for you. You have to get rid of whatever's reviving it. That's all I can really tell you. Have you ever seen biters bite a zombie to death? Not specifically, but I also haven't really looked. DS, thank you very much for the 12th month. At tier 2. 18 months total. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, I've never specifically looked for it, Fakerton. Doing okay. I'm in a bit of an odd mood today because I'm like weirdly stressed about tomorrow. I always get in like an odd mood the day before an interview with Tarn. I don't know why. I'm always worried no one's going to show up. I put a lot of work into these. That and somebody on YouTube this morning called my streams low effort, which makes me sad. I'll put it, it's that simple. Dumb brain, I'll only remember bad comment, and that comment makes me sad. People are stupid? So am I. So, yeah. If I wasn't stupid, I'd be better at, you know, forgetting stuff like that, but... What if Dwarfs made a bunch of hamster wheels, but big enough for Dwarf Zombie to put it in and used power because they don't get tired? I mean, if they did, that would be cool, but that's not a thing they do, so I don't know really what you want me to say to that. It's like, if that was a thing, then sure, but that's not a thing, so okay. Happy to help, Gary. Happy to help. No, the comment that I'm referring to is just somebody who said that they wish that I did more scripted videos because the streams are too low effort for them to get into. Which is, and the reason it hurts is because it's like they like my work, they just don't like one portion of my work, but this is the portion of the work that funds the work that they like. So it's kind of just, I don't know. It's one of those weird things where it's like, I get it, you like the stuff I do, so I can't be mad at you or dismiss you because you like the stuff I do. You just won't want more of a thing that doesn't pay super well, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I'm just going to use iron for these, for this lower wall, because I think they'll look really cool. Everyone's a critic? Oh yeah, and you are your own worst critic. You have a whole lay of it to mine it out. Well, it's a flux stone, so I'm trying not to use too much of it, but I just have so much of it that I am kind of prioritizing it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to channel down here 2 or 3 levels and then put upright spears at the bottom and then maybe connect them to an automated minecart system to shoot them up and down. And then the Marks dwarves up here shooting down into here will cause them to dodge, which will make them fall down onto the spikes. That'll be fun. Oh, I'm not hating on myself. It's just... Everyone is their own worst critic, and everybody sees their own faults, right? Like, I get comments from people every now and again saying that I'm mean, right? Which, like, yeah, I get it. I understand why you would come to that conclusion, and I'm sorry. Nobody's perfect, and I'm certainly not. But, like, everybody also wants to be better, consciously or subconsciously. They want a duck on a duck. Well, I mean, if they're watching on YouTube, then yeah, they're not seeing the duck, right? How would one script the stream? Oh, they're not talking about scripting a stream, Bar Jumper. They're talking about videos like, you know, Gore Tusk or Godly Tombs. They're talking about the big hour-long epics that I make occasionally. Because they take 60 hours to edit. It's more than just effort. It's piles of effort to make one of those. And when they do well, they're absolutely worth making. When they don't do well, well, when they don't do well, they don't do well. Watching dwarves fall on their own spikes will be fun. They probably won't fall on their own spikes. They probably won't. I say probably, because I'm not entirely certain that they won't, but... But you never know, so I won't write it off until a dwarf doesn't fall on their own spikes. Oops. When you used to work in local radio, you used to tell people that nerves are and excitement are very close, and you try to look at being excited instead of nervous? Oh, no, totally. I mean, I'm very much excited, but like I've done this 12 times. I'm kind of aware of the range of emotions I go through before I have somebody important on the stream, you know, at this point anyway. But yes, you are correct. It is just nerves / excitement of getting to do something cool. That's all it is. Which isn't a negative thing. Uh-oh. Oh, thief! Protect yourself! Where? Oh. This one arrived by themselves previously. Good luck. Cathode, you would like to be happy dwarf? Any dwarf. Happiest unnamed dwarf coming right up. Lead up. Udil the weaponsmith, does this work for you? You do have a wife who's a spear dwarf and 2 children. And a dog. Get the best of all worlds. They were a very helpful primer. I haven't done more of them purely because I'm not very good at Advanced World Gen myself. So I would do more of them if I knew how to explain the more advanced concepts, but hopefully it's enough that it makes you look at the wiki. Zabuka. Cathode is sometimes cruel, can easily fall in love and develop positive feelings. He does not often feel lustful, is quite ambitious, and tends to hang on to grievances. He tends to avoid crowds and often feels discouraged. He is moved by art and natural beauty, and he is troubled by this since he dislikes the natural world. He finds obligations confining, though he is conflicted by this for more than one reason. He isn't given to flights of fancy, can handle stress, and tends to reveal personal information. He tends to be passive in discussions and tends to consider what others think of him. Dreams of raising a family, and personally sees working hard as a foolish waste of time. And doesn't see the attainment of knowledge as important. Likes native silver, gold, and green tourmaline, great horned owl leather, linen paper, cabochons, and crossbows, ballista parts, and blue peafowls, and blue peafowls for their enormous fantails, and drunions for their manes. And when possible, prefers to consume artichoke wine and can't stand moon snails. He has a broad body made broader still by no shortage of surrounding. I'm turning into, I don't know. Somebody with a weird lisp. Surrounding. Where was I? Surrounding, with no shortage of surrounding lard. His long beard is neatly combed, his sideburns are clean shaven, his very long mustache is neatly combed, his very long hair is neatly combed, and his lips are thick. His mature eyes are protruding, and his somewhat splayed out ears, tall ears are extremely narrow, and his nose is saffron and his skin is pale brown. Of course, he's married, he worships Vesh, and is a member of the Order of Dust, the god of death. Welcome to the fort. Okay, so something I need. Let's make tower cap minecarts. Make a few of them. Although, let's actually increase this. I'm gonna go right here and just go to the right. Limestone, sure. No, not to the right. Need to do vertical. So go down. It's just too nice. Oh, actually, no, it would be better to go up if I'm gonna do it this way. Let's go up. And up. Then I need several stockpiles. One right there. One, oops. A different one. Right there. And then, oops. Why not? I thought okay. Accept. Then a different one. Right there. Same with up here. 1, 2. Actually, I could make this just an all 3 stockpile, but maybe that's because like this one's going to be for bars made of metal. And no bins. Yeah, I could just make this an all 3 stockpile because they're all going into the same stockpile, so why not? You right here is just going to be for metal ore, but not Kesserite. I'm also going to allow coal and lignite. And then you are going to be for dolomite and limestone. So then this up here would be a stockpile for metal bars. Oh, actually, also here, coke needs to be allowed. Or coal, I guess it's called in here, yeah. And then you would also allow coal. Then I need to also allow metal ores, but not kesserite. And coal and lignite. And then dolomite. And limestone. And if I go into this, no bins, one wheelbarrow, no bins, no wheelbarrow. All right. Step 1 done. Artichoke wine doesn't sound good. I mean, the art of choking wine is probably a very, very complicated art indeed. Difficult to get right, especially on the first try. So I need to add 3 new routes to this. 2, 3. You can be the middle one. And you can be the one on the right. So the first one is going to be called bars. The second one is going to be... Actually, did I set this to take coke and coal? Yes, I did. Did I set this one to take coal? Yes, I did. Now I need to remove those again. And I need to remove those again. And also the wheelbarrow. So you'll be bars, metal, coal. The middle one is metal ore. And the bottom one is flux / stone. So you're gonna load dolomite and limestone, and you're going to load from here. The middle one is going to load from there and is going to load metal ore, but not kesserite. And the first one is going to load from here, and it's going to load metal bars and coal. And that's it. Now I just need mine carts to put onto these routes after I go through and delete all these. I just need to simply wait for them to make some mine carts. And it looks like they're starting to forge up some steel right as we speak. Look at that. Not a ton, Wicta, yourself. How's my day going? Quite well, dude. How about yours? No real complaints. Just kind of ranking up for tomorrow, because tomorrow Tarn's going to be on the stream. So got a lot of, how do I put this, self-imposed excitement, I guess, as I've just been informed I should call it. Not stress. It's definitely not stress. But, I mean, I've done this many times with Tarn before, so in reality, no, I'm not that stressed, but looking forward to it. Just a bit under the weather. A ladder might help you get above it. That's a bad joke, but I hope you get better soon. Feel well soon, dude. Feel well soon. I think that would be a nifty option. I mean, I don't really see the benefit of it because stuff's either 1 tile or like 3 tile. Stuff's either a square, Gary, or it's a singular tile. So it would literally just be an aesthetic thing. I wouldn't mind it as an aesthetic thing. It's just something the game's never done, so. We're in an ad break, so I gotta pause. Tarn will be on at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 6 p.m. his local time with GMT and 1 p.m. Eastern. It's very early. We've never done one this early, but that's because he lives in the UK now. Which is much better for people in Europe, admittedly. Do you smell quantum stockpile? 3 of them, in fact. What does a quantum stockpile smell like, Michael, in YouTube chat? I'd love to know. I guess in this case, iron, maybe? Boulders? Rock? Maybe wet rock? Depending on where it was dug from. I mean, multiple minecarts can pull from the same stockpiles. The reason I'm using 3 delivery stockpiles is so that I can make sure that they'll be filling up consistently, right? Oh, is my manager not currently assigned? I wonder. Yeah, you haven't been assigned to your office yet. That's what I gotta do. I gotta assign the manager's office. A caravan from Erdim Avid has come. So it's time to trade with the mountain home. And I'm going to sell them some statues. Because I've got a lot of very fancy statues up in here. I also don't have a broker right now because, well, he died. So we now need a new broker who... I'm going to give to Man-Eating Tapir, who is a busy religious individual, but will be able to assist us with this. Also going to bring these arrows over. I'm going to sell... Oh, hey, got honeycombs that are ready to press. I also have an animal who's starving to death. I've probably had honeycombs ready to press for quite some time, actually. It's been a minute, Kill 'em High. What you been up to, man? I mean, adventure mode's out. Tarn's on the stream tomorrow. I was on front page yesterday. Been playing a game called Goblin Camp a bit recently. It's been a good time. Also, chat room, I would like to inform you of a very important fact. A quantum stockpile smells like Pepsi, apparently. I don't have any facts to fight back against this argument, so I guess that's just the truth. Any more Goblin Camp today? Probably not, because I don't want to stream for 11 hours again today. I'll do Goblin Camp on Friday, though. Not today, because I've got to prep, so I don't really want to do more than like 6 or 7 hours of streaming today. So today we'll just be doing dwarfs. Because if I do more than that today, then I will be up until 1 in the morning, and I don't really want to do that. Because I'm going to have to go through all the submitted questions, although there isn't that many today this time, and I've kind of done that intentionally because I've got a lot of questions to ask, and I need to organize and set up my docs and basically set up my scenes and prep for tomorrow, capture Discord, all that. So... that being said, there's plenty of goblins for you to camp if you need to camp your goblins on your own time. I don't really know what to request. Let's just keep requesting platinum. They want thread and fish for next season. What about leather? Goblin Camp was good content. No, I very much intend to play more Goblin Camp. I'd like to see all the stuff you can build in that game. Like, I've played 10 hours of Goblin Camp in the last 2 weeks. Today and tomorrow are just going to be short streams because tomorrow I'm only going to stream until the interview's over. And then today I'm going to stream for like a full work day and then go prep, you know? Because I've got at least 2 or 3 hours of prep I got to do before I will be ready to, you know, do anything else. Another weaponsmith has been possessed. Another weaponsmith named Zephon has been possessed. That's the second weaponsmith named Zephon who's been possessed. So I'm going to press honey from... How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So press honey from honeycomb. When the amount of honeycomb is at least 10, and we'll check monthly. So we are now officially into the bee industry. So to those of you who always ask me to make a bee industry, I expect your thanks right now. You have 25 seconds. It begins. Where can you send them? It's in the Discord and also in the community section of my YouTube channel, King of the Pudding. And it'll be streamed here on YouTube and Twitch. The VOD will disappear after the stream is over, and then I will edit it, although it'll stay here on and memorialized and indefinitely stored here on Twitch, and then for the original VOD, and then the VOD will pop up on the YouTube channel with the questions edited onto the screen nicely the following day. So and I generate like a couple 1,000-year-old world in the backdrop of those interviews, and that world will be downloadable as well. I think I should just give these dwarves a break. Let's leave them all on no orders and take them off of training. Go up to here, take them off of training, and actually go here. Let these guys melee train a little bit. Let's give them a break. Go do unrelated things when you're done that round of training. Because they probably deserve it. Just waiting for Man-Eating Tapir to get down here to trade. Here he comes. So that gives me 7,000 value. And now I have some platinum. And I still have 3,000 value left. You know what? Let's not trade for the meat, because I do have actually plenty of meat. Instead, let's do leaves and fruit. Those are things that are harder to come by here. Let's see if you'll trade for the yellow value. And they do. Sweet. It's good to have you, as well as all of the different items that can now be hauled in. And also we've got honeybee royal jelly. Look at that. So let's go here and go kitchen. Okay, so honeybee royal jelly is set to be used for cooking. I'm also going to go into here, and I'm going to add a new job. So instead of making fine meals, we're actually going to make the nicer meals. We're going to make lavish meals. And we're just going to say 20. And we're just going to do 20 lavish meals monthly. The other thing I'm going to do, can't quite make mead just yet. Oh, right. I was going to do animals. Should do animals. Let's also just real quick go to creatures and go pets and livestock and just say, Kavy, And slaughter all those KV pups. But they keep bringing pet guinea pigs, and it's starting to drive me nuts. Well, maybe not driving me nuts, but it's making me sad. Okay, so right now, we have a weaponsmith who's possessed. I don't have a metalsmith's forge right now, so I'm going to be a little bit sneaky. I'm going to go forbid these ones, forbid the sterling silver, forbid the bronze. So only steel and platinum are available for metal. Let's go be sneaky. Actually, let's do it this way. And let's see if they've made those minecarts yet, which they have. 1, 2, and 3. I love bees. Bees are great. I also like bee movie memes. I watched that movie with a very large group of children at a scout camp. And I was one of the older kids there. We were kind of chaperoning the younger kids. And most of the kids fell asleep. We kind of loved it, though. We had a great time. But I will be honest, like, most of the kids at that event fell asleep. Chat, what kind of material? Don't say platinum. Everything aside from platinum, what materials should I make my forge out of? What color of forge do you guys want, do you think? You have a problem in your fort where you became capital yet king is still a guest? Do you know what's wrong? A lot of odd things can happen in Dwarf Fortress because of the structure of it. Did you get a notification saying that you've become a capital, Semmiko? Quartzite, olivine, you like using gabbro, obviously pink. Dolomite or quartzite? Okay, we'll do quartzite. But because of like the way Dwarf Fortress is built, a lot of odd things can happen. Warts or Dola? I'm presuming you meant quartz. Okay, let's just wait until this gets done. There's definitely a dwarf somewhere hauling an anvil. There you are. Okay, never mind. A quartzite block. But yeah, it's all good, Celesty. Top left, it's written that you're the capital. The only thing that I could think that could have caused that is, well, first off, nothing is wrong. But the only, chat can probably weigh in on this. The only interaction that I think could have caused that is that the person who inherited it just happened to be a guest. Which is odd. I've never seen that happen before, but that's kind of cool. So they should just power run to the location. There they go. Let's see what they claim. Or what the good weaponsmith claims. I mean, yeah, you could orchestrate an accident. They may request to join if they were. Was the person a guest before they became king? Because if they're a permanent resident, they will ask to join eventually. Uh-oh. Cavern dwellers. Be wary of the darkness. Beware the dark. Now I just need to wait for my militia to get down here, although... Oh, wow, they skipped the traps. Look at that. It seems that B-Lug is the first in line. Master Spear Dwarf. Fighting through. Not even in a martial trance. Barely even breaking a sweat. These are some real good training, let me tell you. Some real good training. Send these two back. Send these guys up here. Just get that sealed off. Just making sure there's no more. Send you guys all back to no special orders. The cruel cheese. Yeah, no, I mean, they're the cruel cheese because that's what B-Lug wanted them to be called. So they've claimed steel bars. We're going to get a steel artifact, jet blocks, cave spider silk cloth, pigtail cloth, and rough brown zircons. Any bets on what they make? This is a weaponsmith artifact. We're probably going to have to do something cool with it, too. I'm also going to make steel anvil. Let's make 6. Single arrow. I don't think they can make artifact arrows. I don't think those exist. I mean, maybe they do, but to my knowledge, they don't. Okay, so let's go up into here. Make coke from coal. Is there another one for lignite? There is. So I'm going to get rid of you, and I'm going to get rid of you. And I'm going to go to this one specifically. I'm going to type in lignite, and I'm going to type in coke from coal. And it's just going to be, if the amount of coal is greater than 10, do 10 jobs. And then for lignite, if the amount of lignite is greater than 10, do the task. Which currently neither of them are. But we'll haul out more. Because I don't need them just doing it constantly for no other reason. Yeah, I don't think disposable items like ammo get any artifact variants. Now, the next thing that I'm planning to do, because this is going to be the front door, basically. And this is going to go around all the way around to here. I do still have this tower right here. Trying to debate on if I should just get rid of this door or not. I think what I should do is I should do another wall right here, another wall right here, another ramp right here, and then put a little bridge in front of some flooring right here. And the little bridge will be connected to a lever, maybe not right there, maybe a little bit further away from there. like up here. That'd be a pretty good spot for it. Also need to move this and get rid of this. Well, that's pretty dope. Zephon the axe, the weaponsmith, has created Sesh Belal, a steel battle axe, and offers that to the dead pillars. I think you're an axe lord, aren't you? You're an accomplished Marks dwarf, actually. Not what I was expecting. One of my militia commanders is an axe dwarf. I thought I had an axe lord. Do I not? Hold on, let's just get these guys training for a second. Maybe it's you. We got several axe lords, it looks like. One of the stars is an axe lord, I think. Yeah, you are. We're into the stars. I'm gonna give you that axe. And we're gonna set yours to replace his clothing. So they're now dumping their clothing. Well, English called it, but that's gonna be pretty good for Rin of the Stars, I think. I've seen diamond helms, like gem helms, but you need gem crafters for that. This is a steel battle axe. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of oval jet cabochons and cave spider silk. This on the item is an image of the socket of fame, the steel battle axe. So it's got an image of itself in steel. On the item is an image of Bomrek splash boats. That's a funny name. The dwarf in pigtail. We're now making steel anvils. And continuing to make steel bars. Also, I have some native platinum. Hold on. Huh. Oh, that must have been from, that must have been from the workshop that I deconstructed that was made of platinum. I always hope so, Star Schultz. There's no like definitive answer to that question, but I always hope that the answer is yes, they are recursive. Okay, so let's just look at a random dwarf. Dress, glove, sock, shoe. Trousers, togas, caps. Currently, let's just say dress, sock, shoe, shirt, toga, trousers, glove. And we'll just say 25. I don't know. I love the mental image of just the MC Escher paintings on every single one of these. And when the amount of dresses is less than, yeah, sure, less than 10. When the amount of socks is less than 10. When the amount of shirts is less than 10. When the amount of shoes is less than 10. When the amount of togas is less than 10. And then right here, I'm going to make a clothing stock. Well, maybe not right there. Maybe down here we put a clothing stockpile. But this is too pretty of a room to just be a stockpile. I mean, this is going to get more varied crafts in it. Why don't we do a room over here? Let's do 16 by 16. And there can be a little room connecting you right there and a little door connecting you right there. And this can just be various stockpiles, because I do need a proper stockpile setup. You can do furniture, clothing is what we'll do here. The center of this room needs to be a stockpile, but because this is like a crafts room, actually this should be like a wooden furniture stockpile or something. Because the center of this room should be a stockpile, but not that kind of stockpile. Actually, let's also make a bowyer's shop right here. Let's make you out of claystone. I like claystone workshops. Let's also, could just do like a few craft store shops back here. Could move my mechanics in here. Could also do, ooh, I could do leather up here. Yeah, maybe that's what this is going to end up. This is going to end up having leather stuff. Also, Demonster raided me 12 minutes ago. Did we get a shout out for Demonster? I didn't see one. If you guys don't know, Demonster also streams Dwarf Fortress stuff. Give him a follow. Gotta watch the dwarfs. Gotta support the dwarfs. And I might be big, but I do appreciate the raids, big and small. Because every raid helps. Let's just do Dolomite through here. Dolomite through there. Jet right there at the end. And some other color. Let's do granite. It's gonna be a lot of construction. Well, kind of ran out. Yeah, we had a raid. Yeah, I missed it. It's my bad. I've been pretty bad at keeping up with chat the last 2 days, which is not great, but I have my days. I mean, Demonster, you're going about things the right way, you know? I know that, like, it always... I've seen more and more people, lately especially, complaining about not being able to get noticed on Twitch, and it's like... If you make content, just raid, just find somebody who, like, is willing to give you a shout out and raid them. Doesn't matter who it is, big or small. So that's how you grow. The reason you play Dwarf Fort. I get that a lot these days, but that's cool. You was unloading the dishwasher? Gotcha. Gotcha, Stone. But happy to help, dude. I'm glad I can be the reason that you spend hours playing this Fear video game. But, you know, remember to go outside and drink water. It's true, man. Yeah. Sometimes you go out and touch grass. Hey, it's, you know, the grass is there to be touched. One could say the grass likes it. It's good for you and the grass. Everybody wins. And also, if anybody wants the direct link for where to send Tarn questions, it's right here. Well, that's Moss, but close enough. And also, YouTube folks. Thank you very much to the 95 of you who've tuned in. That's awesome. But can we get some more likes? There's only 59 likes on the YouTube stream right now. See if we can climb that like number to like 75. Closing time for you. You have a good day, night, afternoon. We'll see you later, Diamond. Snooze goods. Snooze well. You have a good sleepy times, sir. Ready to do some more bedrooms up here. Some more migrants have arrived. The population continues to climb. You know, this morning it was really windy. Now it's raining. And about an hour ago it was like extremely sunny. This is all of the weather. It's like the grab bag surprise weather. You never really know what you're going to get. Grass in Florida sucks. Having never been to Florida, I couldn't... I can't really relate. For better or for worse, I have never been to Florida. Although, depending on if the world has ended by that point, I might go to Florida this year for the first time. I might go visit Hobo, but it depends on what the world is up to at the time. Some days you need sunglasses, glasses to not be blinded while outside, while being drenched in the rain. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of similar to what's going on here. I was gonna say, are you stuck? No. Actually, no, don't do that. I just need you to smooth the walls. Not the inside, though. Those are just going to get dug out again. You mean the people who paint their lawns, Garfield? You cannot have outdoor bedrooms because you can't build a bed outdoors. So simply put, yes, they need to have roofs. Unless there is like a ceiling above that, like the walls don't need to go to the ceiling, but there does need to be a ceiling above it. Freeways. What kind of dwarf do you want? Any preference? We have quite the variety in the fort currently. I don't have a library currently, so no scholars. Actually, how much clay do I currently have? There's more. So tons of lignite down here. There's more. There's more. There's some random quartz. Oh, shit! Oh, you can choose for you. Beard or no beard? Freeways. The werebuffalo Tipi Athifiadia Inifideladio has come. A very large buffalo. I don't think I've ever seen a werebuffalo. I'm excited. A very large buffalo twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for blood and flesh, and its eyes glow red. Its brown hair is short and even. You will know why you fear the night. Oh, I already know. But this is just going to reconfirm it. Okay, that looks hilarious. I was expecting it to be thicker, although his thighs certainly would save lives. Why does it have, like, extra pixels down at the bottom there? Okay, where you go? It's kind of standing stationary. It does look angry, that is true. It's probably gonna break the door down. But he didn't break the door down fast enough. Got him. He also dropped an artifact that he was wearing, which is a black zircon earring. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with tunnel tube and encircled with bands of oval galena cabochons. On the item is an image of Bamboo Lance Floor, the dwarf and dwarves in Goose Bone. Bamboo Lance Floor is surrounded by the dwarves. The artwork relates to the appointment of the dwarf, Corrupted Ghoul, Bamboo Lance Floor, the position of champion of the puzzling floor in 36. I don't know who made it. Maybe it'll tell me in the items screen, but I don't think. Yeah, we don't know. We just know it's called the Worthless Loots. So, yeah, no idea who made it. Also, it'd be cool to get that whip, but that's not here. I don't know what I'm going to do with this were creature. Feed it goblins? Well, I haven't actually been attacked by goblins yet. I know that might be a surprise to some of you. You know what I could do, actually? I could just place it out here and the kobolds would let it go eventually. Probably. Or I could place it out here and then wait until the elves attack me next and then release it. But I kind of doubt it would actually, you know, do much in the way of damage to them. Alright, so freeways, you wanted a dwarf. Beard, okay. Happy dwarf with beard. You know, he is happy. He's just got a bit of a resting bitch face. He's frustratingly sloppy and careless with every task he sets to carry out. He's a friendly individual, and he tries to keep his things orderly. He is often cheerful, and he has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others. He is not particularly interested in what others think of him. And he needs alcohol to get through the working day and does not mind being outdoors at least for a time. He dreams of creating a masterwork someday and personally dislikes cooperation. Or competition, rather. Respects perseverance and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. You know, I've been thinking about this central stairway, and I'm gonna talk about it in a second. He likes limonite and lay pewter and amethyst and cacao wood and diamonds, and the sound of the lances of silk. And when possible, prefers to consume giant moth and banana beer. Ooh, banana beer, good. And absolutely hates brown recluse spiders. His rust eyes are very wide set, his hair is dry, his long beard is neatly combed, his long sideburns are neatly combed, and his very long hair is braided. His narrow ears have nearly fused lobes, and his hooked nose is extremely long, his eyelashes are short, and his somewhat short head is somewhat narrow. He has 3 friends in the fort and worships Burr, the god of jewels. So, I'm seeing this, right? Like, this is very dangerous. No, like it's just multiple layers of like basically open space. But what if theoretically you were to dig around it like this, right? Like, and then just basically dig a circle around the outside with stairs all the way up and all the way down for the majority of the areas, except for where it like, you know, breaks off like this, and then just build like a way around it or something. And then fortified the inside of it. And basically just had vertical stairs in the shape of it. So like this would just be like this, basically. And then if you, how do I word this? If you then release hell into that stairwell, you'd have all the way up and all the way down to vertically shoot bolts and things. I wonder if that would be even remotely effective. I kind of doubt it. But, like, I wonder. Then you could have, like, multiple hammers of Armok above it. Made with constructed stuff. And then they could collapse into it. It would be kind of hard on this particular map because of how large this is. But there's other maps that I've done where that wouldn't be too difficult. Unrelated, I kind of want to fire lava out into here. So I think I may actually orchestrate that. Basically dig down to here, dig these out, put a bridge there, right here. And a trapdoor above it. Maybe dig down into here, put a bridge there, and then just channel down through that. And connect it to a lever like, I don't know, maybe right here. I need to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Oh, they can spew all kinds of dangerous things, liquids and whatnot. But it would be an alright, like, backup defense, I guess, is kind of what I'm thinking. I also don't know if I'm going to dig down to clowns in this fort. I mean, maybe we will. It'd be a fun end goal. Didn't do it in the last one, after all. Kind of ended up putting leatherworks down here anyway, so... Can get rid of that for right now. Why don't I just make another soap maker shop? And another soap maker shop. And then another ashery. But I don't think I'll have any empty barrels to actually make one. Yeah, I need another empty barrel. So what I'm going to do is bars. Let's make clay pots. Let's make 50 clay pots. Also, all of this is killanites, so... I'm gonna mine out this layer too. And this layer. Let's keep mining it. I would eat any of the food dwarves make. Like just as a hypothetical? I mean, I'll try almost anything once. As long as it can't talk to me. That's kind of the rule of thumb there. That's not the tool I wanted. That's the tool I wanted. I mean, if everybody's doing it, what's the harm, really? Also, I did not realize that there was just, like, a lower area right beneath this, but I guess I should have known that. You good there, Dwarf? Bumwreck, you fine? Yeah, walk it off, man. All things considered, minimal casualties. Now they can't get to it at all. Kind of screwed this up. Oh well. We'll sort out. Oh wait, never mind. No, they can still get to this. It's just too low of a priority. I guess what I'll do is I'll just make a retracting bridge from over here and then dig out all the sides that way. And then directly beneath this, we'll continue digging it down. Wicta, if you have to, like, detail that, I'm just gonna say politely, let's change the subject. I do not wish to discuss this further. If you require that much clarification, it's not worth having the conversation, and I don't want to have this conversation anymore. That's all. I respectfully decline to answer. You guys are inspiring me to commission my artist to draw me a rat emote. You realize this, right? I don't even like rats that much. How deep do I want this to go? That is the question. No, I think it'd be really rat of me